Great day, it's your boy Sawan Belcher, and today I got a very special one for you. Okay, I got Miss Shawnee. She actually runs a local group home. I want her to introduce herself and just hear her story and how we met. And then also, I want you guys to learn if you have a heart and passion for people, and how you guys can change that heart and turn it into dollars by helping people. Okay, remember that every day there's somebody out there that needs your help. And then there's also somebody that's willing to pay you to help those people. And this is one of those things that I have a huge passion for, and that I kind of been keeping a secret, but we're ready to share. So, Miss Shawnee?
Hey, Swan. Hello, everybody. I am Shawn Tanika Brooks. Everyone calls me Shawnee because they can't get my first name together. So we just keep it short. But I am the owner of a Perspective New Day,
Amen,
Incorporated, and Perspective New Day Reentry and Rehabilitation. It's a nonprofit.
Amen. That's what's up. So me and Miss Shawnee, we met when I had this house up. At the time, I always buy a house with multiple exit strategies, and so when I got this house, I bought this house by taking over a mortgage. Okay, so I did it. I bought it creatively. Gave the lady like $40,000 outside of her loan, and took over her payments because she was having a hard time with drugs. And so when I got it, right, yeah. And so when I got the house, and I saw how big the rooms were, okay. I had I ran this little, I call it a little help operation called Mending Men in college, and I was like, man, this would be great for a group home. But I didn't really, I knew a couple group home operators, but nobody was really trying to mess with me. Nobody really wanted to do business with me in that area. So I don't know why, but people like to stick to themselves. So I put it up for a lease option, so like rent to own. That's how me and Miss Shawnee met. I had put it up on Facebook and Zillow and all of these different places, and because I figured, well, hey, if I can't help anybody start a business, then I'll help somebody buy a house. Okay, so and that's how we met. So, what made you look at this particular house that day?
So, my story started March 31st.
Yeah.
And I actually talked to God about, getting started with this particular, I call it a ministry.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is to me. And I had a meeting with a girlfriend down in Rocky Mount, and she sat down and told me everything I needed to do to get started.
Yeah.
And the first thing she said, you need to find a house right now. And so I was like, okay, Lord, when somebody give me instructions, I don't want to sit on it. I want to move, because I understand that, your opportunity door can close
for sure
at any point. So
for sure.
I want to jump on it.
Yeah.
And so that day, I went to my mom's house. I was in Rocky Mount visiting. I was like, Lord, listen, I need a house. I said, just like you did for my other house in Greensboro. I said, I need you to do that just like that. So at that moment, I opened my Facebook, went to Marketplace, and this house was the very first thing that popped up.
Nice.
And I saw it leasing, and it said $10,000 down. I was like, I got the $10,000, but I don't really do that. Yeah. I said, but nonetheless, I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
And I honestly didn't even know if it was a real ad or not, because there's so many scammers. And I called, and I think I got your voicemail when you called me back.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you said, can you be there tomorrow? I said, I'm there.
Yeah, I love it.
And so
now hold on, let's stop with this person that gave you advice.
Okay.
Okay. Now, did you know her? Like, was it a friend that was already running a similar thing, or did she work for her?
Yeah. So I've known her for like 20 years.
Okay.
But I didn't know that she was in this business.
Yeah.
And so with me, just asking God to lead and guide me on what I needed to do to get started. Facebook again, she had posted something about, I think, a graduation or something. I started reading. I was like, what? It's like, inbox, girl. Can you? I was like, listen, this is what I want to do. I said, can we schedule a meeting? She was like, yeah, when you coming down this way? And I told her.
Yeah.
And so that's how that that's how that.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. So you meet with her and she says, "Hey, here's the blueprint." Okay, and so she gives you the steps. Okay,
Yes.
she didn't say, um, because most people don't take action. Okay, like what about her giving you these steps made you say, "Oh, I can do it."
Well, for me, this is something that has been in my heart since I was like 14 years old.
Yeah.
And I knew that this was what I was supposed to do. I just, for all these years, had no idea how to get started, what to even call it
Yeah.
in the beginning, because they weren't saying reentry and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not until around 2007 when they started forming the reentry councils, and I was actually attending those meetings before they even had the reentry councils. And they were, what was happening was they were trying to prepare for all those 20,000 people
Yeah.
who were getting out, who did 20 some years back in the 80s, the 70s,
Yeah.
and so they were preparing for their release.
Okay, so before you even, like said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and find a house," you were already like participating in the meetings.
Yeah. So,
Oh, nice! I love that.
Yeah, that started in like 2007.
Yeah.
The interest meetings, and so that consisted of a lot of the sheriffs, police officers,
Yeah.
county clerks, judges, probation, parole, just and a lot of community people
Yeah.
who just wanted to see what we could do.
So what kind of meeting is it? Like, where do you,
Well, in those stages, before, like I said, before we formed the
Yeah.
reentry councils, it was just, we were meeting at like the courthouse, we were meeting at different city buildings.
Yeah. Because I
different
think this is
locations.
important.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that because like most of the time, like God has to prepare us to be ready for something, and then when that opportunity shows up, we can actually do something with it.
Absolutely.
But if an opportunity comes up and we're not prepared,
Right.
there ain't really nothing we can do. So I think it's kind of key that you were even, you had enough faith to even just start participating without having an idea of, where you're gonna go with it. So is an actual like organization that meets now?
Well, we have the reentry councils.
Yeah.
And they're in different cities, and serving different areas of the state. And there are still some areas that need reentry councils.
Yeah.
And I actually just spoke with the lady recently who's over our reentry council, and she was just telling me about the different areas
Yeah.
that still need those councils.
Okay.
So,
I like it. So is there a link that you can give me so that way I can post in the show notes?
well, this was like in 2007 when they
Yeah.
were doing the interest meetings about it.
Yeah.
I don't know right now if that's something that we can go and start back again, but
Yeah.
for the areas that don't have them, pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
But I can reach out to her today and I can get that to you.
For sure, I like that. So you're already having a little faith, right? Getting to know people, and then you meet this young lady. Well, you already know her. She finally tells you how to do it, and then you see the house. Okay, do you go visit a lot of houses or just one?
This house was the very first house that I saw, and in my heart, I already knew this was the house
Yeah.
that I was going to have, because I just asked God to do it, just like He did the other one.
Yeah.
When I moved here, I was like, God, listen, I don't want to spend a lot of money going back and forth doing a lot of application fees or any of that kind of stuff. So, my thing is cooking. So the picture was a kitchen, and it was the right kitchen. I was like,
Yeah.
let me call right there, and that's the house I live in now.
Nice.
And so I knew that because I asked him to do it like he did the other one. I knew that this house was the house
That's what's up.
and whatnot. So yeah.
I like so. Okay, great. So you got this quick blueprint, and then for the end of the video, I'm actually gonna have her share, a quick 5 steps of how, if you have a heart for the business, then we want to provide those steps to you just so we can inspire you to help you take action on that. But really, so I keep hearing you say reentry. Who's our client that we're helping in these scenarios?
We're helping justice-served individuals.
Yeah.
Men and women who come out of prison.
Yeah.
We're trying to get reacclimated back to society.
Okay, perfect. So now, how do we connect with whoever we need to connect with so they know we actually have a house that we can provide housing to them?
I would say start with the reentry council, because
Yeah.
everyone that gets out,
Yeah.
they're going to connect to reentry council because they provide different services. They're like I would say like a resource hub.
Yeah.
That connect with community partners like NC Fit, who provide medical services for people who are getting out of prison.
Yeah.
Like Killen,
Yeah.
who provides mental health assessments and therapy.
Yeah.
For this population.
Now, do they want you to have some kind of license or some kind of experience, or are they simply looking to have you housed? What does that look like?
So you have to have experience.
Yeah.
And my experience started I would say 2008, when I was having people that was getting out of jail. They would come stay at my house.
Yeah.
And everything that I'm doing now, I would do it for them. Because I went through my own situations, and I met a lot of people in that same situation.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to have God in my life, and the faith that helped guide me through a lot. And so I tell everybody that spiritual piece is very intricate in this particular type of situation.
For sure.
And so, but yeah, I was doing this for years.
Yeah.
People come to stay at my house, and men, women, and I would just help them. I would take them to get their IDs, get their birth certificates.
Yeah.
I would let them, put a air mattress on my floor, and
Yeah.
I had a office which was like in a whole big bedroom, and I would just close them in there. I would feed them.
Nice.
Everything.
And that's what you do now? Like, what are your responsibilities, to run a group home like this?
Honestly, it's just like any other responsibilities. Of course, you have to take care of your rent, your mortgage, and your light bills and all that things. But I make sure that my guys have the best of the best when it comes down to services.
Yeah.
So I make sure that they're able to get their IDs.
Right. Super important.
Yeah. I provide their transportation.
Yeah.
To and from work. I make sure they get work.
Right.
I make sure they get the services that they need, whether it be physical, like through NC Fit, or mental, through Killen. I also connect them with different resources like maybe GTCC or Goodwill, Jobs on the Outside, who can provide like GED services. Educational services for those who want to go back to school, and if they want to take up a trade.
Yeah.
Also, we do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. So you help them. It sounds like you help them find a job. It sounds like you help them establish. You get their license. That's super important. I think people downplay that. Helping them get their ID back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's super important.
Yeah.
And then you help them set up accounts and things like that too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. We actually. I have a girlfriend who comes in and do a financial workshop.
Yeah.
Every quarter, she come and do a financial workshop for us to help get my guys together, because most of them been in prison for years.
Yeah.
And some started, early, and they don't have no sense of direction when it comes to money. And so she just kind of teaches good tips on how to do it. And so in the interim, when she's not here, we don't have those classes, I actually go over those tips and things with them, set up budget and everything.
Nice. Mm-hmm. If you ever need help with that, let me know. I'm definitely down to pick up a session.
For real?
Yeah, I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down for that. That'll be dope.
Thanks.
I'm definitely down for that.
Cool.
Now give me some downsides, okay? Because I know every business has its downsides, okay? Including the heartfelt businesses, okay? I keep saying that because I know that's a big passion for yours, is to make sure we're actually helping the people, okay? Because it's one thing to start a business and collect, and great, it pays well, but it's another thing to actually provide the services, implement the services, and then make sure the services are going well. So that's a totally different thing. So what was I saying? Jesus Christ.
You were asking What are the downsides?
Yes. What are the downsides to running a business like this? Because I'm assuming you don't have 100% success rate with everybody that comes into the house.
Right. That's one of the big things, but you have to have an open mind when you come into it, knowing that you're not going to pretty much, as everybody say, Sean, you can't save everybody.
Yeah.
You know. So with that being said, you have to come in knowing that there's going to be someone that you pour into who's not going to receive it.
Yeah.
But that's because they're not at that place. And you have to understand that it's not your fault if you've done all that you can do to help the person. One of the things I tell every guy to come through here, say, listen, I want you to win.
Yeah.
I want you to win. I said, but I'm not going to win for you.
Right.
Because it'll be my victory.
Right.
I said, this is your life. It's going to have to be your victory. But I got your back with everything you do.
Right.
And so
Nice.
that's one of the big things. It's very taxing on your mind
Yeah.
and your heart.
Yeah.
Every day I listen at a lot of guys.
Yes.
I listen at their situations. They have access to me.
Yeah.
They have my cell number. If they need me, I tell them, if you have a crisis moment, before you go do drugs, you go do anything, just call me.
Yeah.
And the thing about the Holy Ghost and your discernment, I'll know,
Yeah.
when there's something in the atmosphere that ain't right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll just call them, hey, I was thinking about you all right?
Yeah.
And one of my guys, he's like, well, Shawnee, I was just feeling kind of today.
Yeah.
I said, I knew it was something.
Yeah.
And we'll talk. And by the time we're done talking, he started here at low, but he's like, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah. Nice.
So it can be very taxing.
Yeah.
And so.
But this is a big need, though.
It is.
Yeah. This is a big need. I honestly don't feel like there's enough.
True.
Yeah. I honestly don't feel like there's enough. Like why? Like from your guys' perspective, why are transition homes like this good for them? Like how do they really benefit?
Okay, that's a good question. One of my guys, who I call him my golden child, his name is Blue. He's from this area. He's been in and out of prison a couple of times, and he would always go back home.
Yeah.
To his family. And he said, and he would always end back up where he started.
Yeah.
In prison.
Yeah.
And he said, but this time he came here. He said, and it gave him an opportunity to have life in Greensboro, but not at home.
Right.
And so he was able to focus. He was able to reroute his thoughts.
Yeah.
He was able to get into a routine that he had never had before.
Yeah.
And he was able to just get his thoughts together and really just focus on himself. And that's one of my biggest things. I said, listen, I want y'all to be selfish this 90 days.
Nice. Nice.
I
Nice.
said, you've done things to help other people. You've done things for habits.
Yeah.
But I want you to be selfish with your time, your money, and everything. Your mental health, be selfish.
Yeah.
Because this 90 days is to build the foundation. You don't want to build that foundation on sand. You want to build it on some good, sturdy ground. So when the storm comes, you won't move like
For
you
sure.
moved and sifted before.
Yeah.
So, be selfish. I said, right now it ain't about your mama needs some food at her house. Well, she needed it a month ago. She needed it 2 years ago.
Right.
But guess what? You weren't here.
Right.
Oh, I want to take my sister out to eat. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But right now you ain't got time for that. You ain't got no house yet.
Right.
You ain't got at least $3,000 in your account.
Right.
That's one of the things I want. I want them to have a couple $1,000. At least $3,000.
Yeah.
Because that can get them a first month's rent
Right.
at least, and a deposit.
Right.
Take care of all of your stuff. I want you to be able to have something.
Right.
When you leave here. So I tell them to just plain be selfish. Don't.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
selfish.
that. Yeah, I tell people the same thing. Don't, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everybody that you want to help are only as good as you are.
That's
You know what I mean? So if you focus on being selfish and getting yourself to a level of, you know, you got a strong bank account, you got a strong standard,
Yes.
you know, you got good stability,
Yes.
then everybody that you help can come up to you, come
That's
up to where
right.
you are.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, because when you've been locked up, I don't know if you've ever experienced it. I've experienced it before.
Yeah.
But if you've been locked up, you're away from everybody that you love.
Yeah.
You know, but it's also a reflection
I
time.
was locked up for a weekend. It was the hardest weekend.
You went
It
in.
was it was the hardest weekend. It really was tough for me.
Yeah.
Mentally. Mentally it was
Yeah.
tough, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Cuz they, you know, it was the number one, it was the routine.
Yes.
You know, it was the routine. It's like, wow, they're really just pushing us from room to room, schedule to schedule. And so I didn't like that hamster wheel feeling.
Yeah.
And you know, and like I said, I only had to deal with this for 3 nights. But it made you feel some kind of way by
Yeah.
the third day.
That's
And by the third day, it was mentally hard.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine having to do that for years.
Right.
And then have to shift all of that, you know, all of that like sterile, you know,
Right.
let's just call it sterile.
Yeah.
You know, have to change all of that mentally coming out. So huge need for what you do, you know, honestly.
Yes.
And that's why I like partnering with you to do it. You know, really,
Yeah.
for real, I think it's dope. I really do. Now you mentioned 90 days. What's that about?
So, my guys, when they come here, they have 90 days
Yeah.
at my house. If they need an extension, then we can do that based off of their behavior and where they are in the program.
Okay.
So, when they come in, we set a plan
Yeah.
for them. We go over some things that we need to do to get them where they need to be by
For
the
sure.
time exit comes.
For sure. For sure. So, okay, let's talk about money real quick.
Okay.
So during this 90 days, now, are their families paying for you to keep them at this point? Or is it more like government contracts or?
So, yeah.
Okay.
I actually have a government contract.
Nice. Very good. Very
Something
good.
that I didn't know was possible.
Yeah. Well, a smart man told me if there is an industry, the government is in that industry. I was like, yo, that's heat.
That is.
That's
That
heat.
is.
That's heat. You know, so literally every business that we all operate, no matter what it is, the government has a need for it. It's just your job to connect with them.
That's right.
You know, so that's dope. So,
Yes.
when we're connecting with those companies that you mentioned, I think one was Keelam,
Yes.
another was, what was the other one?
NC Fit.
NC Fit, and then there was one more,
Reentry.
Reentry.
Gift County Reentry.
So when we're connecting with them and we're letting them know that we provide this kind of homes and we have this experience and we have this heart to help people, right? Are those the ones that are funding it, or do we go somebody else for funding?
No, we go to the state.
Go to the state.
Yes. They just changed the name. I honestly, I heard it,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it is because they just changed. It used to be Department of Public Safety.
Okay.
But it's a whole different name that they just reintroduced to us back in the 80s.
Yeah. Now let's do it. One thing we didn't talk about was
Yes.
with the house. What do they want you to have in the house? Because you can't just have like a vacant house, right? Okay. Okay. What do they need you to have in the house in order for you to pass? Is it like an inspection?
Yes.
Okay.
You just have to have your regular, honestly, your regular general contracting.
Yeah.
Inspections.
Okay.
And your fire department inspections. It has to pass there before,
Okay. So just like smoke detectors and
Oh yeah.
yeah, and I see you got the fire hydrant on the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
the stuff that if you ever been to a group home or rest home, you'll see certain things.
Yeah.
All of that type of stuff. Like you just said, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, your fire
Oh, your exits.
extinguishers,
Yeah.
your exit signs.
Yeah.
What is it? Extraction plans. Things
Yeah.
of that sort.
Does it have to be furnished as well when they do their inspection, or?
No, it doesn't have to. It just
Okay.
when the city comes out, they're actually just checking the structure itself.
Okay.
To make sure that it's a sturdy structure.
Yeah.
Make sure it has all the things that before you move in your house,
Yeah.
the owner of that house or your landlord, they've already been through that. So
Yeah.
as a regular person renting the house, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But it has to be done. So
Okay.
that's why every house you move into
Yep.
have smoke alarms and things of that sort, because it's a standard.
Yeah,
in the city
I like.
ordinance.
Okay, so I want to move into what you're just saying. Okay, this is people's typical mindset about business. Okay, they say, well, I can't do that because of this. Okay, and then so they'll use the word that you said. Regular people can do this. So, just to break it down, okay, how much money did you spend to start your first one? Okay, just so you can understand. Number one, you already did a good job by realizing you didn't have to own the property and trying to take years to fix up credit and save X amount of dollars. You said, hey, great, I can rent a house. And I think that's dope because that's speed of implementation.
Yeah.
You can do that quick.
Right.
Literally, you can have you can do that quick.
Yeah, you can.
So how much money did you spend?
Honestly, and so when you asked me this question,
Yeah.
before, and I honestly, my brain was going so fast, my fingers were like Medea in that play, Diary with Mary Lou. She was like this. So this
She was
what I-
adding up. She was adding up all the money up.
Yeah, and I never even hit the total button, but I would say, because I had some money that I had already, so I just went in. I took care of my lease.
Yeah.
And everybody don't have to do it like this.
Yeah.
I paid up for like 6 months.
Right.
But you can just pay as you go. I did it that way because I was anticipating, God doing something for me.
Yeah.
With the contract.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be caught with that extra overhead
Yeah.
and not have money coming.
Right.
So I did it that way.
Nice.
And so that was about 8,000.
Yeah, that was 8,000. Yeah.
Yeah. Furniture that you see now. And I actually did this just off of a payment plan.
Amen.
I just took a little payment plan, and
Yeah.
I think this little set was probably about $1,400.
Yeah.
With the rug and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and
And did you have to put any money down to get the furniture?
Yeah, I just put $1 down.
Boom. There it is.
$1.
So at $8,001,
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. And then was there anything else that we had to pay for? Any of the inspections or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I probably spent maybe $200 for getting the inspections done.
Okay.
Maybe $200.
Nice.
And like a $125 fee for the another form of paper. I forget it, but
Yeah.
you can go to your city zoning
Yeah.
department and they can guide you
Nice.
with that. So, and then of course I bought things like TVs and
Yeah.
beds. You gotta have beds and nightstands and things of that sort. And
Yeah.
I spent probably I have nice mattresses.
Amen.
They're real nice because the guys, they were sleeping on cots, and so
Right.
when they sit down on my bed, everybody's like,
Yeah.
So, and I wanted that reaction because I wanted them to be really comfortable. So
Yeah.
I put a little change in my mattresses.
Yeah. I think that's important too.
Yeah, it's probably about
Yeah.
maybe about $300-400 per mattress.
Per mattress.
And I have about 6.
So you have 6. So this is a 3-bedroom. So you have
Yes.
2. Is it like twin size beds?
Yes,
So you have-
I got the twin XLs.
Okay. Perfect.
And,
Nice.
yeah, for the long people.
Amen. I like that.
And so everything was extra because it's the twin XL. So
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I spent a couple.
About 12,000.
It was probably a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say you'd be safe, 20,000 or under.
Okay. And now, okay, so let's say you spend 20,000 to get everything set up. How long did it take you to get operational? Because like we said, it's the setting up portion, it's the going through with the zoning, it's going through with the inspections. How long until they say, hey, you're ready to go?
Honestly, it depends on you.
Yeah.
It depends on how fast you move. Now me, I'm real big on the door of opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I don't procrastinate. I go in on the boom, boom, boom. And actually, this is no lie. The city and zone department, it was like, wow, this was fast. Sometimes we've never had people to do it this fast.
Nice.
They always get extensions because you get a 6-month period from where you do, I cannot think of the name of that letter. A letter of intent or something of that
Yeah.
nature. It's a 6 month window.
Yeah.
And so when I came back, I think I did that in maybe June.
Yeah.
And I was back by August, September.
Nice.
And they were just like, no one ever does it this fast. You were rolling. I was like, yeah, I was serious.
Yeah, I like it. I like
you
it.
know, and so so it depends on you, the person.
Yeah.
If you're a procrastinator, or if you just want to take your time and ease into it because you're not sure how you're going to fund it yet, or you haven't gotten all that stuff together.
Yeah.
It just depends on you.
Nice. I like it. So pretty much about 4 months to get up and running.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the day you got your first client and you got funded, what went wrong?
Listen, okay.
Just because it never goes as expected, you know. I know everybody has this like crystal ball and it's about to go perfect, you know. But the first day is when you're working out the kinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So because I got a government contract, after you've gotten your contract, you normally get 30 days.
Yeah.
I found out August 26th, and September 8th is when I opened.
Yeah, on my birthday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And it was not planned that way. And so, God is so funny. I had ordered my beds and my mattresses, my deep freeze and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to come that Thursday, which was the day after I opened.
Yeah.
That Thursday and that Saturday. But everything was at my house here that Saturday before, and I was out of town. And so my neighbor called and he was like, hey, you got all this stuff out and people keep riding past looking like they're gonna get it.
Right.
If not, we're gonna get it tonight.
Right.
And so I had all these beds and mattresses and boxes and stuff right outside the house. So I had to drive in from out of town just to come on and get it.
Yeah.
And so when I talked to the lady in Raleigh, she said, so listen, I have a guy who's gonna get out tomorrow. This was on the 7th. I said, she said, I'm gonna send him your way. I was like, but I don't have nothing ready. She said, oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, right. Good.
So yeah.
Well, and praise God for her.
Yes.
Because what if there would have been somebody that let you miss that opportunity?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So praise God for
Yeah.
her, because I think sometimes we need that.
Yeah.
We need to it's right. It's time. It's
Yeah.
not now. It's now time.
Yeah, that's right.
Not tomorrow. Right now.
Because she threw me out there.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, when she said that, and this was at like 4:58 p.m. right before she left that day, and I was like, okay.
Right.
And so, I was preparing for one. I called one of my girlfriends who I used to work for, Apple.
Yeah.
And I was a manager for that. And so I called one of my employees. I was like, girl, I need you over here right now. We got to do this. She said, Shawnee, I'm in. And so she came over. We broke down all the beds, put them up, put the mattresses. We just got it right. And so when I bought linen, I had to do everything.
Yeah.
Because I thought I had 30 days.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And so the day of, I got a call, from the probation officer saying, we're going to be here by 4 o'clock. I was like, okay, that's all right. And so I had forgot about we got to have food. I forgot. I was like, oh, okay, we got to get food. So, but my craziness on the first day was I was expecting one person.
Yeah.
But as I was out shopping for everything, I got a second
You got another call.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And he said, we'll be there around 1. I said, wait a minute. Who are you, sir? He was like, well, I'm bringing this guy. I was like, I don't know anything about him. I'm only expecting one person. He said, well, they told me to get him and bring him to you. I was like, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay.
It's
and
on.
so yeah, and then
on.
after he called me. Then the email she said, oh, there was one, but now there's 2. I was like, okay. So I was running around. Thank God for my friend, Ronnie.
Yeah.
He came through.
Yeah.
We went shopping. He came and got my TVs and all that stuff. His guys built my nightstands and everything for me.
Nice.
He put all the food up. He said, I know how to, unload groceries and all that stuff and pack refrigerators. So he did all that stuff while I was trying to get my life together, making sure my phones were right and everything. And the phone was ringing, and I'm just like, it wasn't overwhelming. It was a lot.
Yeah, but it was on.
And it was on.
Yeah,
it was exciting.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I love that. That's what's up. Shout out to Mr. Ronnie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr.
That's
Ronnie.
my guy.
You know,
Yeah.
anytime somebody
good guy.
mentions group homes, I
Yes.
send Mr. Ronnie.
Yes.
And if Mr. Ronnie doesn't resonate, then I send Mr. Derek. And
Yeah.
you and Mr. Ronnie definitely
Yeah.
resonated. Mr. Ronnie's my dude.
Yes,
he
he's a
got
good guy.
he got like 80. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful to know him because he thinks at a higher level.
He does.
You know what I mean? He got some street sense, but he got a
Yes.
lot of smart sense.
That's so true.
I'm so grateful for him.
Yeah, me too. Me too. He and his guys actually came and put up all of my smoke detectors. And,
Yeah.
and it had to be wired. So
Yeah.
he had to go in the ceiling, mess with
Nice.
electric stuff, and they did all of that stuff, and all I had to do was buy them lunch.
Nice.
that was
That's
a
what's up.
blessing, yeah.
That's what's up. I love that.
Oh,
I love that. So look, I want to give people, because I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Oh, you good?
I want to give people a quick 5 steps of how they could start. Okay, we're just gonna call it a heart business. That's probably what
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
call it. Okay, but before you give them the 5 steps, okay, I know money is always tough to talk about, but per bed, how much is the government willing to pay someone per bed to help out someone going through this?
Well, with that question, it varies.
Yeah.
It varies because there's a bidding process.
Yeah.
And you never know what they're gonna give you. They may say yay, they may say no. I've known them to just this past time, my first time doing it. And it's still an extensive process, and it's something that comes around every few years.
Yeah.
I was just in my timing.
Right.
That it failed last year
Yeah.
for me. My steps were ordered by God, but it varies.
Yeah.
And you have a max. I don't know the max that you can be up to, but I know someone that was over the max, and they were told, no, you need to bring that down,
Yeah.
or you won't get your contract, type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
But it varies.
Typically, how much?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
They're gonna be sitting over here trying to count. So if she got 6 beds, you're not about to understand.
No, I totally understand.
Oh yeah.
Because some things are definitely meant to stay in house.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it was probably after I have been doing real estate investing probably for about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love to share. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to share it all. Okay. I told you that on the phone that night.
Yes, you did.
I like to share it all because most people aren't going to do it anyway.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
But the people that do something, they get really inspired by how authentic it is and how genuine it is. But one day I went to church. And I was, I believe in. I go hard with offering and tithes.
Oh, me too. Yes.
I go hard, and one night I had made up. They stood up and was asking who was going to give $1,000. It was only one person. I didn't raise my hand, but I gave 1,001.
Yes.
And because that's just what I do.
Me too.
And that night the guy touched me and he said, I don't know what you do. He said, I don't know if it's in finance, but I see numbers, and but God wanted me to let you know you can't tell everything. You got to keep some things a secret.
That's right.
And I said, yo. So I totally understand that.
Yes.
Look, let's give people five steps of how they can start creating, if they'd like to, if they got that, heart for business, how they can open their first group home.
Yeah, well, so Juan said the first thing, you have to have a heart and a passion for this population. That is number one to me because they deal with so much. If you think about someone, if you've ever seen someone get beat up or whatever, you see they might get kicked, and then they might get stomped on, and then it might be, beat on. So that's when I see this population, that's what I see. And they don't need someone else that's gonna beat on them, stomp on them. They need someone that's gonna reach down and give them the hand and help them get up. And so you have to have a heart and a passion for this particular population. Some people have a heart for the geriatric, the elders, and they do well with the elderly. Some people have hearts for children, and they do well with children.
Right.
But you wouldn't put someone who don't like kids over juveniles, because it's not going to be a successful situation for either parties. So you have to have a heart. That's number one. Number two, find you a location. Maybe do some volunteer work to get experience, because you need experience to be in this, to really understand. Three, I would say, start partnering with your NC Reentry Council, because they have all the information.
Yeah.
They have everything to tell you who to go here, all the connections. They're like the place that everybody, all their stuff is put in one bowl.
Yeah.
And you can just come over and get what you need. Oh, you need this right here. Get it out the bowl.
Nice.
So they're like the big mixing bowl.
Yeah.
With information. I would say 4. Save some money.
Yeah.
You don't have to just, if you think about the amount of money that you might spend for your next house. What going rent is about 15, 12, between 12 and 1,500.
Yeah.
Save that.
Right.
Save that, because that at least get your down payment.
Right.
On another place.
Yeah.
And 5, have a plan.
Yeah.
Have a plan as to exactly how you want to go. You can go with transitional housing. You can go with partnering with someone else to do classes for this particular population. There's so many different things you could do with this population.
Yeah.
We got what they call people that teach classes for people who got a driving record.
Yeah.
That serves that community. We got people who do what we call MRT, more recognition therapy. I'm actually certified to do that too, and I'm going to really start doing that here as well. And that's just kind of putting in perspective what you've done, where you were 5 years ago, where you are now. Just putting everything in your face to help you move forward and progress. And so, that's I guess that's my 5. Is that okay?
Yeah, I love it. No, I love it. I love it. At the end of the day, guys, my goal behind doing videos and sharing information is to, number one, so you can understand that everyone who has faith and who believes can have an abundance.
Yes.
You okay? Your cup literally is supposed to run over. Okay?
Yes.
It's supposed to be so full that it runs over, that you can help someone else fill their cup. So literally, this is one way that I help fill you up, okay? And also get a chance to partner with people that I partner with, literally, so you guys can see who I'm doing business with. Because at this point, we've brought students on that have had success, partners on that have had success, private money people that have had success, and literally connect them to you and show you that, hey, you guys can do it. Okay? Literally, you don't need all 3 to do a deal: time, money, or knowledge. You just need 2 to do you. And I'm gonna leave the links below so you can reach out to Miss Shawnee if you have any questions, or if you might want to help her expand her business, or if you might want to partner with her to where you guys can start your own together. Okay? So look, you guys have an amazing day. And Miss Shawnee, I appreciate your time.
Always my pleasure. It's always good talking to you. We have such good conversations.
I know. I really do. I love you. She from the 252, y'all. Yeah. Already know.
Almost did it.
2. Hey, well, look, y'all have a blessed day. Y'all have an amazing day. Peace.
Take care.